It's funny. There's a whole chapter in the book going through each of those characters and sort of the I guess the story behind them. You know, where they came from, how they came about. You know, talk from the people who played the characters and about what happened. And in most of those cases, actually, it wasn't really Vince, who came up with them. You know, Yokozuna, for example, was Sergeant Slaughter. Damien Demendo, I mean, he already was doing that gimmick. He was working as Mondo Clean on the Indies. They came up with the name. Vince loves some alliteration. I assume he's watched The Omen, which is where he came up with Damien. Um, and well, he's Demended, isn't he? So Demendo,
Yeah.
of course, yeah, very on the nose characters. Max Moon was again, that was Conan's gimmick, until it wasn't, and then it was like, well, we've already paid a lot of money for this suit, and it was literally just Paul Diamond was backstage. He's like, "Oh, Vince, what are you doing with that suit?" Oh, Conan hadn't turned up for this TV tape, and he's like, "Oh, why?" He's like, "Oh, I think I might fit in it," and he was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
And then like a few minutes later, he's like, "Oh, Paul, that thing you were saying about the suit, like, try it on," and then it did fit him. So it was like, "Well, we can't call him." And they'd been through like a bunch of names, Comic Kid, and is it Rempalago or something like that? A bunch of
Yep, Rempalago, yep.
yeah, and it was like, okay, well, Max Moon, it's like that sounds futuristic and kind of, I guess, So these characters were kind of already there. They're just the issue for Vince by '92 was a self-made problem.